Welcome to the Auto Sparky Garage. We're back in here with our new Holland TM125. Back in the springtime we fitted in these LED headlights. Since that I wired up the DRL or the parking light to our own parking light, so when you turn on the parking lights they come on. But this video is about our work lights. This is the LED global work light that we're going to be fitting. It's the LG852. It's a 40 watt, 3000 lumen, fully adjustable work light. This is probably our most popular light of all. We sell loads of these because they fit on such a wide range of tractors. It directly replaces the original work lights on Fords, New Hollands, Massey's, Case, Valtra, the list just goes on. It's an absolutely superb work light. I'll show you one unbelievable feature of this work light. So in the past you would have had to buy 3 different types of work lights to fully kit out this tractor: a bottom mount, a left mount and a right mount. But now we can just spin this plate around here and it will give us left, right, bottom, or indeed even top mount on the same light. Then it will be a little bit tight on the wire, so just be gentle and pull up. And now we're fully free, so we can go this way, that way, whatever way you want to go. For the handrail I'm going to be fitting it on, I need it to go this way. So push it back down and get it in place. Give the wire a little tug up, and then it's just as simple as screwing back in the screws. There you have it, side mount, ready to go onto the handrail. You'll probably be able to see there that half of the work lights are LED and the other half are still halogen. I just done this so you would see that our lights are actually direct replacements for the original ones. They fit in on the original brackets and adjust the same way as the original work lights. Those of you who have TMs will notice our TM has 2 extra work lights in the handrail. It came like that, somebody added them on before. They also added 2 extra at the back, which I'm keeping as well. They're there, the wires are there, it's all relayed up properly, so we'll keep them. Old halogen work lights on one side, and then on the other side, an unbelievable difference. Out with the old, in with the new. We don't need this stainless steel bracket on this occasion, so we're going to take that off. Spare parts. And now it is a little bit tight, but you can just wedge it in onto the original brackets. And we get the bolt that we took off. There's a nice black bolt that came out, so we're going to use it again. And just wedge it down. There we go. So these work lamps come with a handy plug and socket. However, I won't be using them on this handrail because, as you can see, there's just a little hole in the handrail where the original wire comes out. So we're going to be snipping that plug off, and we're going to solder and heat shrink that joint. I would use this plug normally, say on the top lights, where you could hide this plug in behind a grommet or something like that. It is very handy if you ever need to change the work lights, or if you're, I don't know, selling your tractor and you want to take the work lights with you, or whatever the case may be. But in this instance, I'm going to do away with the plug. So I don't want to leave too much wire out here. Just leave enough that when the work lamp turns completely, that it won't be stretched or get caught. So I think that's probably enough right around there. Maybe a little extra to be on the safe side. So we just get rid of that. One of the very handy little tools that I have is this little gizmo. It's extremely handy for stripping round cable like this. Spin it around in it, and then the outer core breaks off. Do the same on this. Maybe just allow it a little bit more to leave space for my heat shrink. Spin it around in it, and you'll be able to twist and pull the outer coating off. Strip these wires off a little bit. And of course you can use any one of a wide range of connectors. I know people are going to look at this and say, why didn't you put, you know, crimp connectors or insulated spades or whatever. And I don't mind what people use. I'm open to all ideas. I have on the online shop, I have solder connectors, I have heat shrink, crimp connectors. I have all sorts of different things. It's whatever you're happy using. I've always soldered my connections, so I'm going to keep doing that. It's up to personal choice what you want to do, as long as obviously the two wires can't touch each other and it is weather tight, then it's okay, you can do whatever you want. Rain is the enemy, so as long as water can't get in, it's a good joint. And I slide that over the longest bit of the wire. Okay, so that's going to be for when we're completely finished. And then I cut some smaller bits of heat shrink to fit over these two parts of the wire. Now some people are going to look at this and say you could use smaller heat shrink, and you can, and I often do. However, just for speed and comfort, I suppose, I use the slightly bigger ones. They will heat down and cover the wires and insulate the wires just the same way, and you don't have to worry about them shrinking tight to the wire as you're soldering. One thing just before I join up, obviously when you cut wires like this, you have to figure out which are live and are, so I suggest getting a tester, because from this, you know, some of you who have done maybe trailer wiring or whatever before would assume that maybe the white was earth and black was live, but in fact on this particular New Holland, white is live and black is earth. How I just determined that was, I got a simple wire test with a bulb. I clamped the earth bit onto the steel of the tractor, and then I just hit the testing part, the bulb part of it, onto each wire, and the white one lit, so 12 volt, so that's my live. And on the work light, red is live, so red is going to go to white. So we'll wrap these two together nice and tight. You don't have to be too particular, as long as it's, you know, neat, not bulky. heat up my solder iron. For those of you who solder and haven't discovered this tool yet, this is probably the best investment I ever made. It's a Milwaukee battery powered soldering iron. It's absolutely brilliant. When this green light stops flashing, it's fully heated. It gets hotter than a lot of the plug-in 220 volt soldering irons out there, so highly recommend this piece of kit. So that's just gone green now, so we're ready to solder. Just heat up the wires a little bit first, and then we will melt our solder over. There you go, we have a soldered joint. Now, as you can see, the heat shrink has shrank a little bit from the heat of the wires. So if I had used a smaller one, it'd be stuck to the wire. And you can, pull it out and squeeze it, get it to move. It's a pain, it slows you down. So I just use a size bigger. Then I get my lighter, another little wondrous tool. Just don't go too close to the wire with it. Heat all the way around. Don't overheat it so it burns. And you can see that is, wow, it's hot. But it is securely wrapped to the wire and won't go anywhere. I like to go over the live wire especially. I generally go over the 2 wires with a little bit of tape as well. Now, technically speaking, there's no need to do that. But in the past, I have seen like little splinters of wire sticking out of heat shrink and causing a problem. So just to be on the safe side, I go over them with a little bit of tape. Tape is very cheap and inexpensive and all that. Only takes a couple of seconds to do, so better safe than sorry. All our work lights now on. 6 on the back. And of course, 6 more on the front. Let's turn off some lights in the shed. Let's see what these are like. Turn on. Unbelievable light. Totally overkill. Not needed at all, but when you're out, you're out. There is full set on the back as well. We'll do a test outside just to finish it off. But just to show you again, the beauty about these lights is they're fully adjustable. Focus them wherever you want to go. Great for seeing out one side at night, or seeing where your next row is when you're baling or mowing or whatever like that. So the LED Global LG A52 is the light I used on this TM. We have of course fitted in LED bulbs and these side work lights as well. I sell them on the online shop. Simply a matter of taking out your old bulb and swapping in LED bulb. The plugs aren't exactly the same. You do have to slot in the spades into the plug, but it's relatively straightforward. You can see there as well our daytime running lights coming on with the parking lights, was just being overpowered by the work lights there. I'll turn them off and back on, so you see there is the Borman LED parking lights. Really bright, straightforward. Just take off the cover and swap out the old bulb for the new bulbs, and a really nice addition, I think.
Is it not beautiful to watch the sunrise, and see the dark explode with light?
Back in the garage to show you one last modification I made to the TM for now. This is a hideaway strobe kit which I built into the side lights. It sounds harder than it is. You just basically have to drill 2 holes. Strobes slot in. There's a base with double-sided tape on the back of the strobe that kind of sticks itself to the back of your light and holds it in place. Like every other strobe, there's about 20 different patterns to choose from. You can have them flashing slow, fast, flashing at the same time, or like the one I chose there, to flash alternative. I'll just lift the bonnet so you can see how they're fixed in. So it's a little bit hard to see. I'll just get a light. Now, so that silver guy, that's your hideaway strobe, and there's just a hole drilled on front of him, and then he just sticks in place. So quite easy to fish. Sounds hard, but quite easy to fish. Then beside him, that's your LED bulb that I was showing you earlier in the video. Sorry, I'm just holding the light with my mouth. That just slots in like a normal bulb, and turns and tightens in. All the products from today's video can of course be found on our website www.autosparky.ie. If you want to get in touch, drop me an email at any time, info@autosparky.ie. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you soon.